So another day in which there has been another policy from the government. Well, the president has decided has done a now another tariff on 100% tariff on films produced outside the United States. Um, how could this affect the entertainment industry as a whole? And we're not just saying say, oh, so we're not gonna just say, hey, the next um, Chinese film or Japanese film. This could be very big. So quite a few points in that there would be an increased production cost in that films shot or abroad or involve international co-productions. So many studios have opted to film in countries like UK, Canada, or New Zealand due to say tax incentives and lower operational costs. So this would kind of like when they're good at it, they go, huh, this would hurt us. This could lead to a situation where studios either abandon international, locations, or significantly raise their budgets to accommodate these additional costs. Like say, the next time, say if they're gonna make say if there was gonna be a, not a Mission Impossible, but Fast and Furious 12, which does not gonna happen, but at the same time, if they just thought, hey, we're gonna do something and gonna have it in Morocco or something like that, just some other location, that would be big in a way. And there's also a bit of a shift in film locations. So with increased costs associated with shooting abroad, there may be a shift back to domestic filming. Like say, sometimes nowadays, a lot of filming locations will take place over in Georgia. So yeah, like in Atlanta. So while some productions may return to the US, many filmmakers may still seek cost-effective locations abroad despite the tariffs, potentially leading to a decrease in overall production with the US. And it would also end up hurting this will also impact on international collaborations. Like say, we're gonna have a film, like if Toho is gonna have a film that's gonna be distributed here in the States, or something like that. Because filmmaking relies heavily on international collaborations and co-productions. Tariffs could, hurt this, in that it would make it less appealing for them to collaborate on projects that involve significant financial penalties, like for the distribution here in the States. This could, hurt creativity and reduce diversity in film offerings, such as studios may opt for safer, more conventional projects rather than innovative collaborations. There's also the idea of the market and consumer choices. So if foreign films become significantly more expensive due to tariffs, consumers might see fewer options here. So if you sometimes I'll see say an anime film. Every so often I'll notice say hey, there is a a dub or a sub of a film of an anime or something like that.
ルパンのやつ手間かけさせやがってルパン三世をこの手で捕まえるルパン三世はそれがしの獲物
私の知ってるルパンじゃないのわざわざ俺を追ってきたっていうのか今まで俺は散々命を狙われてきたが今度の殺し屋は国だ
先にしくじったやつが偉そうに言うなでどうすんだ
お互い命日にならないことを祈り
And I'll just go, maybe I'll try and have the opportunity to try to see it. So that would be wouldn't be able to be studios. They would have to purchase that, and perhaps the price that they would normally be paying for it would not be a bit higher. And then you're also end up thinking, what would be the reaction from other countries when it comes to this? So China's already in a way say, hey, what are you doing right now? So the Motion Picture Association has noted that U.S. films equated for over 71% of cinema admissions in Europe as of like 2023, and retaliatory emissions could seriously affect that as well. Like say, hey, like international films here could suddenly in a way go, huh, like okay, that's cool that we're suddenly get a new Marvel movie or something like that, but like it'd be like going like okay then. But then you're also end up getting the idea of like say okay, how could like say our streaming service as well in a way, because like whenever like a international film is like put on a streaming service, like Netflix is going to have to be able to say, hey, we're going to have to foot the bill to be able to have this on our service, such as like say, hey, like what would be an example would be like say some of the films that would be for Oscar nominations in a way. And yes, I can understand like the idea of like say, hey, like you're trying to rebalance the idea of we need to make films here so that we can help boost the filmmaking economy here. But at the same time, like just going out and just like say, hey, no more films out of here are allowed. That would in a way basically say, hey, yeah, it would kind of like hurt in a way and just say, hey, the box office for films in general would be going down. Because think of it, if suddenly like say, hey, there is like, what if a film is coming from the studio Catch Up Entertainment? They have done some films in a way, and honestly, and they're suddenly going to say, well, we can't do this because it's going to be cost more than our budget would be to even market it in a way. So yeah, like this is a bit of a big deal. Like, what could this all mean? How could this affect things? And would in a way, like, could this end up leading to another strike in general? I know, like, that it's just like say, probably not, but at the same time, you never know what could happen. Like, what if studios or filmmakers are going to go like say, no, you really expect us to go along with this, or something like that? Who's to say what the future holds, honestly?